Hello, ladies and gentlemen, craft spirit enthusiasts, and those interested in the intoxicating world of craft distilleries, cideries, meaderies, wineries, and the occasional foray into breweries. It's Rich Shane, and welcome to Fermented Adventure, the podcast, where we bring you the fascinating people that are making the mash, fermenting, distilling, bottling, pouring, and delivering to you some of the finest libations in the world. Before we get started, here are a few housekeeping items. Thank you for bringing the podcast into wherever you are and whatever you're doing. We truly are grateful that you have chosen to listen and make us part of your day. It would mean the world to us if you left a 5-star review. This helps us climb in the rankings, and it makes it easier for others to find us. Don't hesitate to leave us your comments as well. If the podcast didn't meet your expectations, tell us why. We're always striving to improve. You can find us at fermentedadventure.com. We are on Instagram and Facebook as Fermented Adventure. Email us at fermentedadventure@gmail.com. All right, FA Nation, let's meet our guests. Welcome back to Fermented Adventure, the podcast, where we delve into the rich histories and stories behind the world's most cherished fermented beverages. Today, we explore a sobering aspect of the spirits industry, the catastrophic events that have impacted distilleries and rickhouses over the years. From structural collapses to devastating fires, these incidents have left indelible marks in the industry. We'll begin with the recent partial collapse at Jack Daniel's Distillery, and then journey through other notable disasters, examining their causes, consequence, and the resilience of the distilling community. Just a few days ago, on February 10th, a partial collapse occurred at Jack Daniel's Distillery in Lynchburg, Tennessee. The incident took place in Barrel House 2-15, a structure built in the late 1960s with a capacity to hold approximately 19,000 barrels of maturing whiskey. Fortunately, no individuals were inside at the time and no injuries were reported. In a statement, the team at Brown-Forman noted that they believed that no more than 15% of the barrels inside the house were impacted. All affected whiskey has been contained, and they are working with appropriate government agencies to remediate the incident. As of now, the cause of the collapse is under investigation, and assessments are ongoing to determine the full extent of the damage. The collapse comes after parts of Tennessee that have been facing severe storms, high winds, and rainy conditions through the winter season. And while there is no official word on the cause, the warehouse has been reported to be one of the older buildings on site. In June of 2018, the Barton 1792 distillery in Bardstown, Kentucky experienced a significant warehouse collapse. The 7-story structure, known as Warehouse Number 30, partially gave way, causing approximately 9,000 barrels of aging whiskey to crash to the ground. The incident resulted in a substantial loss of product and environmental concerns due to spillage. Following the collapse, the distillery faced challenges in cleanup and environmental remediation. The cause of the collapse was attributed to structural issues within the aging warehouse. On November 7, 1996, the Heaven Hill Distillery in Bardstown, Kentucky suffered a devastating fire. A lightning strike ignited one of the worst distillery fires in history, ultimately eliminating 2% of the world's whiskey overnight. The fire destroyed the distillery's production facilities and several warehouses, resulting in a significant loss of inventory. In the aftermath, Heaven Hill showcased remarkable resilience by rebuilding and continuing production, solidifying its place in the bourbon industry. In July 2019, a massive fire engulfed a Jim Beam aging facility in Woodford County, Kentucky. The blaze destroyed approximately 45,000 barrels of bourbon, leading to a significant loss for the company. The fire was believed to have been caused by a lightning strike, highlighting the vulnerability of large wooden structures filled with high-proof spirits. Environmental concerns arose as runoff from the firefighting efforts led to fish kills in nearby waterways. Jim Beam worked closely with environmental agencies to mitigate the impact and prevent future occurrences. In 1904, the North of Scotland Distillery in Aberdeen was completely destroyed by fire. The disaster resulted in a loss of approximately 700,000 gallons of whiskey, equating to around 2 years of production. This incident serves as a historical reminder of the ever-present risk associated with distillery operations. On November 21st, 1936, the Bundaberg Rum Distillery in Queensland, Australia, was struck by lightning, leading to a massive explosion and fire. The inferno consumed 63 vats, each containing 10,000 gallons of rum and spirits. The glow from the flames was visible miles away. The distillery was rebuilt over 3 years and continues to operate today. These disasters not only result in significant financial losses, but also pose environmental hazards. For instance, the 2019 Jim Beam fire led to alcohol-contaminated runoff entering the Kentucky River, causing substantial fish kills. Such incidents have prompted distilleries to adopt more sustainable practices and adhere to stricter environmental regulations. In response to these events, regulatory bodies have updated safety codes. The 2021 International Building Code introduced changes to better regulate buildings that manufacture and store distilled spirits, acknowledging the flammable nature of these liquids and the need for proper safeguards. The distilling industry has shown remarkable resilience in the face of such adversities. Many distilleries have rebuilt and implemented advanced safety measures to prevent future catastrophes. Modern facilities incorporate fire suppression systems, improved structural designs, and comprehensive crisis management plans. Additionally, there's a growing emphasis on sustainability with distilleries adopting energy-efficient technologies and waste reduction practices to minimize their environmental footprint. These catastrophic events underscore the inherent risks in the distilling industries, where factors like aging processes, storage conditions, and natural elements can lead to unforeseen disasters. However, they also highlight the resilience and determination of distillers to rebuild and continue their craft. As we raise a glass to the spirits we enjoy, it's worth remembering the challenges and triumphs that have shaped their journey from barrel to bottle. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Fermented Adventure, the podcast. We look forward to seeing you again. And remember, please like, share, and let people know that you listen to the Fermented Adventure podcast. Cheers!